The Knicks are back. New York City's where it's at. There's no city better. There's no organization better. It's the Mecca. I was on that. You know what I'm saying? And my game showed it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Real, where we sit down with some of the world's best athletes and react to their highlights. I'm your host, Kenny Beecham, and today we have another amazing episode because I have Amar'e Stoudemire joining me through the power of the internet. Amar'e, how you doing today, bro?
Hello, Mark. What's good, baby?
So we have a rookie mixtape of yours. Everybody knows that you came in and won Rookie of the Year. You got the Oliver Candy dunk. Talk me through that one.
Listen, man, you know me, I was always trying to attack the rim. My motto was to attack the rim, and by any means necessary, I was always trying to hit the rim. And not only hit the rim, I want to make noise. I want to make the whole stadium realize that I'm here. And that was something that kind of somewhat stemmed from high school, being that I was like, my freshman year, I wasn't ranked in the country. And so I felt I had to make a name for myself. So I had to figure out ways to do that. And being raw, my skill set was there, but I didn't have a lot of skill set. So whenever I got a chance to hit the rim, I'm hitting the rim with force. And it became my staple throughout my career.
Was there a matchup or something you were like, wow, okay, now this is the one that's a lot different than what I'm used to?
When I bought against Garnett, my rookie year, Steph going to Garnett saying, yeah, Stat better than you when you was this age. I'm like, hold on, wait, you know what I'm saying? So that fueled the game along, and I was like, at the end of it all, it was a beautiful battle between me and Garnett. And I think that battle of my rookie year was like a staple saying that Stoudemire's here, you know what I'm saying? And so I had 38 points, I think 15, 16 boards. And after the game, the coach came to me and was like, yo, you could have had more points if they would have passed you the ball. And after the game, Coach Frank Johnson told me that literally verbatim. I said, hey, man, you know, this is a young 18-year-old, 19-year-old rook, baby.
Uncut Gems came out a little while ago, and it was a big hit. And KG was one of the star people in it. But originally, the script was written for you, right?
Yeah.
So what happened in the transition where instead of it being Amar'e Stoudemire and Uncut Gems, it ended up being KG?
Well, you know, with me being an Israelite, I was always like, you know, into the Judaical whole process. So when I met the Southie brothers, we sat down in LA. I had table reads with all the actors. We sat down and went through the entire script. I met them in New York. I invited them out to a few parties I had. And at this time, I'm now into a Nazareth vow. So now I start growing my locks. I can't cut my hair until a certain period of time. And so it's like at this point, we got Adam Sandler on board. I'm like, yo, I can't cut my locks right now. And we couldn't make it happen. So, you know, Kevin Garnett was a few guys that were candidates for that role, but Kevin Garnett was the best fit for that particular role.
Let's get back to some on-the-court stuff. Again, you're one of the top power forwards of the 2000s. Give me your all-time favorite power forwards. Give me like 3, maybe 4 all-time favorite power forwards.
No particular order. Charles Barkley, one of my favorites because he had a game that was versatile, and he was like a no-fear kind of guy. Sean Kemp was my guy. Sean Kemp was hitting the rim like how I was. That's what I wanted to do, is fly through the air like Kemp. C. Wade was one of my guys too growing up as a power forward slot. And Garnett. These guys to me were all fierce competitors. You know what I'm saying? They had an edge to their game. And that gravitated to me because I was growing up in a certain environment where that edge is something that I had myself.
So let's transition to Steve Nash being signed by the Phoenix Suns. I mean, we can't talk about Amar'e Stoudemire without mentioning Steve Nash because you guys are one of the best duos of all time. So talk to me what it was like playing alongside Steve Nash.
Nash was the pass first guy. You know what I'm saying? So when Nash was dropping those dimes, he was like on point with it. You know what I'm saying? Every dime was like on the money.
Right.
And he's giving it to a finisher. And so I was loving that.
There's a lot of things about the 7 seconds or less offense that are being incorporated now in 2020. So what is it like knowing that you were part of like this revolutionary offense that kind of changed basketball?
A lot of cats don't give me a lot of credit for this situation, right? But to be honest with you, I'm a natural power forward. I'm a very versatile power forward, meaning quick and agile in the way I move. So for me to go to center, open up the entire game for everybody. And then Sean Marion went to the 4, which opened up the game for everybody. So it made Nash's job that much easier because you got these 4 and 5 combination guys. You got this dynamic of guys that also contributed to the success of Steve Nash.
Is there a guy in the NBA right now, whether it be a young guy or a vet, that reminds you of yourself?
The true transition of my style would have been like a Giannis type of deal, but with a jumper. And I had a coach when Giannis was about 21 or so. And Coach Tim Gergerich was coaching the Milwaukee Bucks at the time. And he also coached me my rookie year. And he approached me after the game in Milwaukee, had like 35 and 15 or something like that one game. And he came to me after the game and said, "You know what, Stat?" He said, "This young kid, Giannis, reminds me of you." And he was about maybe 20, 21 at the time, and we didn't quite know who he was at that time. But then now I see his game, and I see what Coach Gerg was saying. The way he approached the game, the way he attacks the rim, he has no fear. So Giannis is like, you know what I'm saying, like a new era of Stat.
Let's get back to some highlights and go to the 2005 dunk contest. Tell me your preparation for the entire event.
Man, I was basically going off the strength of like what I know how to do.
How did that come across? I mean, as the soccer angle, explain that to me.
This cat's a soccer guy, man. Nash would dribble the ball off the court, left, right foot, up and down the court, kick it off the heel, catch it on his back, right, roll it off the arm, kick it up again. I'm seeing Nash doing all this. I'm like, yo, we got to put this in a dunk contest. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how we came up with this one. Like, we just kind of threw it off the backboard, off the head. I caught it and just kind of did what I did, without, in the air,
Let's be honest, the judges don't really be showing the love to the big guys out there because y'all make it look so effortless. So let's, in a hypothetical situation, put together a 5-man dunk contest with only power forwards or centers.
Sheesh. I'm going with the Rain Man. Rain Man gonna be in there. I put Blake Griffin in there. I put Dwight Howard in there. Putting a young Stat in there.
Okay.
And then I'm going with Darryl Dawkins.
Oh, okay. Darryl Dawkins had the boom to him too. Had the rim shaking. I like them picks. We have a game of I think it was a 2005 conference finals. You had like a game-saving, series-saving block on Tim Duncan.
They had already went up 3-0 on us. And I was telling my guys, listen, man, I'm not trying to get swept. And so when that play came along, I had to help out and try to strip the drive, and then I realized Duncan was open, and so I had to go and meet him at the rim. I had no choice at that point, because if he would have finished that dunk, game would have been over. And so I had to figure something out. Like, I didn't want to get swept. I didn't want that on my dossier. So I was like, you know what, let me do something, whatever I can to try to prevent this from happening.
If we go on to the next one, we have one of your best dunks, one of your best highlights of all time, and it is one on Richard Jefferson.
I don't know what Rich was thinking. I think maybe he was late on rotation. When Nash dropped it off, it don't take much for me to catch flight. So when Nash came off, and when he dropped them off, and I caught flight, and I saw RJ really tried to block the shot. Like, he tried to really impress his coach. Like, all right, I was late, but let me try to make a makeup play for being late. And I was like, this is bad timing, brother. You know what I'm saying? So I hit the rim, and I had to let the Spurs fans know, like, listen, you know what I'm saying? The Spurs got the best fans, some of the best fans in the NBA. And they get loud, and they get rowdy, and they want to make a lot of noise. And I had to quiet them down with that one.
So we talked about the Oliver Candy one, the Richard Jefferson. Is there one maybe that is like high on your personal ranking of posters?
I think the one on the Donald Foyle, I got him twice, I think. And in that same game.
We got one on Anthony Tolliver. And that one, I would personally put it up there too. I mean, again, I just don't know what these defenders are thinking when they see Amar'e Stoudemire coming down the lane, but Anthony Tolliver caught one on this play.
Well, you know what's happening right now is that the game is tight. Mm-hmm. It's only 2.5 left in the game. So it's like, we got to make every play possible to try to win this game. I think we down 2 at this point. Steph shot the 3, kind of a broken play, and it's me and him. I'm looking at him like, man, he really about to try to block this shot. I'm like, man, this mano a mano. I'm like, I'm about to put him and the ball through the basket. So when I took off, I wanted him to jump. So I wanted to draw contact, and I'm waiting for him to jump. So I'm sizing him up the whole time, and he don't even know it. So when I hit the rim, bam! I go to the fans like, man, it's Phoenix, baby. It's PHX.
Has there ever been a time in your career where maybe you saw somebody under the basket and you thought twice about jumping?
Only time was probably when I saw Shaq down there. Saw the diesel in the paint. Man, listen, man, I'm not dealing with this cat. He got too much history of knocking guys out of the air to try to dunk on him. So, hey, I'm working my way around, big fella.
I mean, y'all eventually became teammates for a little bit, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So what was that like, having Shaq in the locker room?
Shaq was a great teammate. He was a great teammate, not only with basketball, but also with like personal conversation. When teammates become family, man, you sit down and have conversations about life experiences, how to organize your business, how to put things in order within your life. These are veteran guys. Shaq was a veteran guy who actually sat down and we talked a lot about things like that. We went to lunch on the road. We sat down and had dinner at times. Shaq was my big brother, still is. You know what I'm saying? So it was all love. It was great playing with Shaq.
Let's get to some playoff matchups. You have 42 on the Lakers in the conference finals. What do you remember the most about this series or this game?
I was playing against the Lakers, man. They had two big guys on me. For the first few games, I had to figure out an adjustment with those guys. And I'm the only center. I was playing power forward at the time. We had Robert Lopez, but they was double teaming me and trying to attack me. So I said, you know what, man? Tonight I'm going straight to him. There's nothing else going on except for me attacking them. So I wanted to make sure I made my presence felt that game. Paul Gasol and I have been rivals for a long time about the best power forwards on the West Coast. And I wanted to make my name. I wanted to make sure they understood that I was still here as one of the best power forwards in the game.
So with your time in Phoenix, you guys had like a 4 to 5 year period where you were in reach of a championship, right? Or something wrong happens, maybe an injury, maybe an ejection. Which year do you think you guys had the highest chance of going on and getting that championship?
Me being a high school guy, I was still learning how to win. I was still trying to figure it out. And the game was happening so fast, and I was having so much success as being like a raw talent. So I was learning slowly. And so there was a lot of times we could have won a championship. I think each year was a possibility. I do think the year that when Stern issued out those suspensions was the year that we could have definitely got it. I think that was a pivotal year. And I think at the time, no one really knew about the rule of like leaving the bench. We didn't know about that rule.
Right.
Boris and I both. Boris was our backup power forward, and he was a very versatile guy, very essential to the team. We both got suspended, and we had no idea what the rules were. And I thought that was a little bit harsh for us at that time, being guys who were just trying to protect our point guard and see what's going on.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, you guys get suspended. The next game is in Phoenix, right? And the fans are crazy. They have signs, in defense of y'all and everything. And then, if I'm not mistaken, they end up winning the next game, right? Like Steve Nash had a crazy performance.
Yeah, we had a good game. I had a restaurant downtown called Stoudemire's downtown. I went over there, I had a full meal laid out, and I was sitting there watching the game. Right across the street from the arena. So I'm watching the game, and it's Nash, Tricks, and the guys having an amazing game. And we had a chance to win. But playing against those guys, those Spurs, man, they know how to win down the stretch. They got that experience, they know how to win, they have a great coach at Pop. Pop made the right adjustments. They were able to get that win in game 5. Then we ended up losing in game 6.
So let's go on to 2010. One of the famous interviews, you said the Knicks are back.
Yep, the Knicks are back.
So tell me, what was the process like for you to determine that the New York Knicks were the next team you want to play for?
Being raised in New York, I was raised in Port Terrace, New York. I lived in Newburgh, I lived in Middletown. And so I was always I had a love for New York. And so I felt like it was a time for me to somewhat try to bring the Knicks back, to give it a new look, to give it some type of love, to give the organization something that I think would be beneficial for the state. And plus, Mike D'Antoni was there as the head coach, who I was familiar with. And I felt like it was a good fit for me. So
let's go to your first season in New York. A lot of people don't remember, but the first half of the season, you were a legitimate MVP candidate, putting up some ridiculous numbers, scored 30-plus points in 9 straight games. But one rumor that I remember from back then was the potential of an Amar'e Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul trio teaming up in New York. Was that true? Was that really a possibility?
You know me, man. I told you when I said the Knicks are back, I was serious about that. And I was talking to my guys about coming to New York. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to my guys about possibly coming. I talked to Tony Parker. I talked to CP. I talked to Melo. And I was serious about New York, man. I was trying to really bring New York back. When the Melo conversation came up, I was like, listen, Melo's the top three guy in this league. He's unstoppable offensively. He can be definitely a great player to add to the team. I want to add these guys, and CP was also almost available. But we ended up getting Melo, which was a great look for us because I needed someone else to help me out because at the time, I had suffered a few injuries. And so while I'm going through this situation, Melo was holding me down while I was out. You know what I'm saying? I was still supporting the team, along the way. But at the time, I was still trying to get figured out. But that first stretch before all that happened, I was truly set on playoffs, championship run. The Knicks are back. New York City's where it's at. There's no city better. There's no organization better. It's the Mecca. I was on that. You know what I'm saying? And my game showed it.
So how did it feel to bring the Knicks to the playoffs for the first time since I think it was 2004? You and Melo got the Knicks back into the playoffs.
Yeah, man, that was an incredible feeling. It was amazing, bro. Because I think, that was the ideal goal. The conversation I was having with most of the media at the time was like, listen, the ideal is to get to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That's the first goal. Get to the playoffs and go from there. And then being the first all-star starter with the Knicks since Patrick Ewing, having all these accolades happening, then I took on New York.
So what is it like now seeing two of your former teammates and J.R. Smith and Carmelo getting like a second life of NBA ball after, both of them basically sat off for an entire year and just waited for their number to be called?
Yeah, it's great to see, man, honestly. I mean, I cheer for them. I cheer for them all the time, man. I watch them. I tag them sometimes on the gram. I comment on their pages sometimes about the success that they're doing. I'm far away. I'm over in Israel, but I'm always tuning in with them and keeping up with what's happening. And for me, who was a guy who retired early, to come over to Israel for learning process, for a learning situation, and to then now try to make that run back to the league, I understand the process. And it's not easy keeping yourself in shape when you don't know if you're going to ever get that call again. You know what I'm saying? So for those guys to stay adamant about training, keeping themselves in shape, not losing faith in their ability, and then getting that call and now proving themselves right, that's a major step for like young men who are like entrepreneurs even. Stay focused on your goal, don't give up, stay positive, keep the faith in what you believe, and keep moving.
Do you remember the Shane Battier thing?
Yeah, I remember that.
So tell me what's going on and why you have to diss him like that.
A lot of guys don't know, man, but this is toward the end of the game, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And Shane Battier stepped in for the charge, for the call. I didn't know the ref called the charge. When he called the charge, that was my last foul. I fouled out.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, hold on, man. I'm not going to help him up and he just fouled me out of the game. You know what I'm saying? So I stuck my hand out like good defensive move. But then I realized, wait, I just fouled out. I'm not helping him up. So I walked off.
The Darren Williams lift up, nobody remembers what's going on in this clip. So can you please explain to the world, why are you giving Darren Williams a little extra couple inches so he can dunk the ball?
Because he don't stand a chance of dunking on me without that lift. Let's get that. Let's put it away. And then also too, it was after the play. And D. Will and that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy who was with the USA basketball team for a while. We hung out together in New York. That's my guy. And so the play was over like 5 seconds before he actually tried to dunk. And so it was like an after play reaction. I wanted someone to give him a little lift to the rim. But it was a fun moment for him and I both.
The last thing we have on the agenda is talking about what you're going through right now. You just won a championship, right? Finals MVP?
Yeah.
So how special is that for you?
For me, bro, I mean, I've been balling for a minute. I left the league, and a lot of people thought, well, maybe Stoudemire don't have it no more. Injuries caught up to him, and they were wrong. You know what I'm saying? I was training every summer with NBA cats. I was going to Tim Gergerich basketball camp in Las Vegas. GMs and scouts and coaches that saw me play. They saw me dominating at those camps, and so for some odd reason, I never got a call. So in Israel or in Europe, actually, they called me like, "Hey, we want your talent." So I came here and I took advantage of it. So I've been here now for 3 years. I got 2 national championships, 2 All-Stars, All-Star Game MVP, and now Finals MVP. You know what I'm saying? So I'm over here traveling the world. I'm learning. I'm experiencing culture. I'm picking up different languages. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's not so bad, man. I'm truly enjoying it.
Denny, of course, you were his teammate, right? And you guys just won a championship together. Top 5 pick potentially. Tell the world what potentially they could be getting if their favorite team drafts him this year.
You know, Danny to me is 6'9", 6'9.5", small forward. Got a quick release, got handles, strong, big body. You get to the basket. With the NBA now, you can't hand check, you can't put your hands on guys. Europe is a little more physical than it is in the NBA. For a guy like Danny who can attack the rim and also shoot from the outside, and he can post the mismatches up, you're getting a very, very versatile player. And I think the way he works and the way his focus is, that he's going to be a player that's going to be a force to reckon with for quite some time.
And that's pretty much all we have, Stat. We appreciate you taking the time to come out and do the show. You got any last words? Let people know what's going on in your life?
No, it's all good, man. Stay locked in, baby. Follow me on Instagram, Amare is real, because everything is always is real, baby.
Facts. All right. Thank y'all so much. We out.